Okay, good morning from Athens, Greece, and welcome to another day in the life. So I just woke up, didn't have the camera by my bedside, but I'm about to make our bed. This is what it looks like in all of its glory. And I just took a shower, so I take a cold shower first thing when I wake up every single morning. It is like fabulous. I love it and hate it all at once. And then I'll show you really fast. We've got a cute little balcony out here. We don't really use it as much because we also have a front balcony, which I'll show you in just a minute. But I'm about to do kind of my morning routine. So it's gonna start with, well, these are our shelves. And so as you know, like being a digital nomad, living in all these different places, my routine where I'm storing stuff, like where all my clothes are, which like this is our little closet, all of this changes like all of the time. So I'm obviously going to show you guys what this kind of looks like for us here in Athens. So I'm going to go through my morning routine, which is probably similar to yours and yet also less. That's just me as a person though. But I have like little vitamin C serum. I love this type of stuff. This is also my absolute favorite lotion in the entire world. And we're gonna put on a little makeup today just for you guys, and then I will show you what the rest of my morning routine looks like. All right, so I just put on a little makeup, did my hair, all those things, and I am gonna do like a 10-minute yoga stretch. But this is our apartment, so this is like couch, kitchen, Zach is packing his bag. And so normally this is a little desk area right here. As you can see, I have a lot of my stuff. So a lot of days I will just work from the desk here. But on days where I don't have too many calls, we like to go to a co-working space here. And we actually just recently found a little coffee shop that we're actually gonna go to today and try and work from. So I will show you some behind the scenes of yoga. We're gonna cook some breakfast and then hit the road. Okay, so while traveling and living in all these different places, you have to pick and choose what's important to bring with you. And so this is actually a new mat that I got, let me show you, before leaving the States recently. It is a Manduka. Is it Manduka? Manduka, I'll put it here. Anyways, it's very, very thin. So it's able to roll up and still be like really, really compact, not too heavy. And the material is like really, really high quality. They're like, one of my friends recommended them to me. So I really enjoy bringing this with me because I never really know what my setup is gonna be. And a lot of times I will just do like a 10-minute stretch, watch something from YouTube to be guided. Okay, so this is our balcony sitting out here. Nice little view. So Athens in the summer is real freaking hot. And so it's like still early. I think it's almost 8 a.m. There's no cars here, so sorry if it's loud. But anyways, it hasn't gotten quite hot yet. So on mornings where I'm working at home here, I just walk down the street to what has become like we're friends with the coffee shop guys because we go almost every day. And it is like a specialty coffee shop, so good. And then on other mornings, I might come out here. And then like I said earlier, on other mornings, we will like kind of try and hit the ground running and get out and go to co-working space. When I have time though, as part of my morning routine, I do like to do a little journaling. And I also just recently got these cards, Oracle cards, which as most of y'all know, I'm not super woo-woo, but I am trying to like step into that side a little bit. And so I do actually really like these cards as a way of starting your morning. So you can draw one with me this morning and I'll show you what they are. And they're just kind of like a nice way to give yourself something to reflect on in the morning. Okay, that noise is the water heating up. So I'm gonna make some breakfast and then we are gonna hit the road. So I found gluten-free oats, which is always exciting, so that I can make some oatmeal. And I also found gluten-free bread, although I'll be honest, normally while we've been in Greek, I've been eating like Greek yogurt. It's very classic, but they're actually really good. Every single morning with like honey and cinnamon, and they put nuts in them as well. So I'm gonna eat this really fast and we're gonna hit the road. Okay. So just gonna show you guys where we do our laundry, because everyone always asks all the small questions about how we live our day-to-day and go grocery shopping. So we fold it all out here and it dries with the kitties.
Why don't we use the clothesline?
There's a bunch of cats in the backyard here. And we don't use the clothesline because the damn pigeons poop on it. They're up here somewhere. Okay, changed outfits a little bit and we are heading out of the house. So to be honest, Athens is pretty walkable. We live in a neighborhood called Koukaki, which is a little bit south. I'm just gotta hold my phone over here. So it's a little bit south of like the Acropolis and the more touristy areas, but it's a really cute little area. There's a bunch of restaurants up that way. It has everything you need, and there's always like people out in the evening. So we definitely like it, but to walk into a lot of the main restaurants in like Siri and Plaka, which are two big main areas, it probably takes like 20 to 30 minutes. So when it's really hot out, we do take a taxi via Uber. So this is Uber, and you can see it's only about like 5 to 7 euros. So we're headed up to an area of Siri, which is where the Selena co-working space is, and the little coffee shop. Okay, so we just got out of the taxi, and this is the town square, like a Monastiraki. So you can see up there is the Acropolis, and this is a really cute part of town with a lot of restaurants. So we're just gonna walk this way and head to our coffee shop. So I got a Freddo cappuccino, which is a like Greek coffee-ish, but it's like this frothed milk. What did they do to it?
So it's an iced cappuccino, but they take the milk and they put it in one of those like milkshake spinning machines, and it creates like just this airy kind of froth that's better than any steamed milk I've ever had.
So good, it's amazing. And then he got the other version of it, which is Freddo espresso.
Where they just do the same thing. They blend a double shot of espresso with ice and a little bit of sugar, and it creates just like a really airy iced espresso.
So I'm all set up with Zach. We found a room, and so we don't always find co-working spaces like in everywhere that we live, but this is a Selena like one, which is like a co-working chain like all over the world in a lot of places. So anytime that we can find them, we've started to try them out, but just to give you an idea, it was 10 euro for a co-working pass for the day, and then you do save a little bit of money if you do like the week or the month. Okay, so day in the life. I am obviously about to start working, but I'm gonna just tell you guys what we are working on today. So first thing that I do is sip my coffee and I go through like client check-in. So this is going to be on Voxer, on Slack, pretty much that. So I'm looking at my calendar today, and today we are doing a lot of back end of Laptop Lifestyle Bootcamp, which is my signature group coaching program. So we're doing a lot of back end fixes to the program, onboarding stuff, offboarding stuff, client management, and the funnel. So I'm doing just a lot of nitty gritty auditing all of this stuff, planning out ways that we want to revamp it. We also have a new launch coming up in like about a month and a half, almost 2 months. So my team and I are starting to prep some of the stuff for that. What else am I doing? Oh, we're also launching a new Instagram account for Laptop Lifestyle Bootcamp. So I have my Amanda Kolbye brand, but Laptop Lifestyle Bootcamp is my signature program. It has grown so much, and we're really excited for all the ways that we're continuing to grow that brand itself. So today I just hired a new social media manager, which is really exciting. And I am mapping out a couple of different things that I know I want, like for my vision for the new Instagram account that by the time this video launches is live. So you can go check it out here if you want. And then I also do have 2 calls today. So I typically, if you look at my calendar here, I typically only have calls on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. And because in Greece, we are, what are we, like 8 hours ahead of America, I think. Typically my calls are in the afternoons between like 3 and 7 or 3 and 8. So today I have a Laptop Lifestyle Bootcamp call, and then I have a kickoff call with a new person who joined my mastermind, which is exciting. And then we'll get dinner. So I'll show you lunch. We have a fun little lunch spot that we go to, and I'll show you a couple of updates of our calls and my work throughout the day. Okay, so one thing that I just wrapped up with my team is they just built me a media kit, and then I also just got back one of my YouTube videos from my video editor, and they're just having me review it. So I was gonna show you guys what this looked like. So this is our new media kit, Sue on brand. Very excited to have this and start doing more collaborations. And then this is the YouTube video that I am reviewing, all about Pinterest. So you can check my channel here. We'll link it up here, and you can go view it. So that is what I've been doing for about the past hour, as well as catching up with clients and a team. All right, so we probably did about 3 hours of work. So I'm trying to cross the street at the same time. And we are really hungry, so we're heading to go get lunch. So this is Siri, right? Siri, this area?
I don't think so. But
no? I feel like we're in
close
Siri.
to it,
Yeah. So anyways, there's a lot of good restaurants. Talking and walking is not a good idea. Anyways, there's a lot of good restaurants. There is a lot of Indian restaurants. And I know a lot of people asked about what food we've been eating. So we've been eating a lot of Greek food, but we haven't branched out a ton. We've been eating a lot of gyros, which is probably what we're about to go eat. But I will say that the like Greek salads and stuff are super fresh. I've been loving those. And we've eaten like Indian food and Thai food, so there's a good variety because obviously Athens is a big city.
Euro 80 each. We're like, can I just like pick?
Ready? Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Can I have a Greek salad?
Of course.
Pork gyro pita.
Okay. With tomato, onion, tzatziki, fried potatoes, with everything?
Maybe no tomato.
Maybe not tomato. Okay.
And everything else?
Okay. Do you like something else like lettuce? Green salad? Lettuce.
What do you think? It's good or not so good?
No, I don't like it.
Then no.
Okay, so Zach got a gyro, yum, and I got a Greek salad. A lot of the dishes that you order will come like to share, but yeah, I love my Greek salads. So sitting out in the heat just made us really tired. So we decided to treat ourselves to a second coffee of the day. Most of the coffees around town are like €1.80 to €2. So same price as a Starbucks if you get two. Okay, so I wrapped up kind of the afternoon work session. We planned a couple different things for August of like different client calls that I have. I'm building a new workshop for our Laptop Lifestyle Bootcamp students, so I mapped that out and mapped out the workbook that I wanted with it. And now it is time for calls. So today I just have 2 calls like I mentioned earlier. We have that I'm about to hop on, Laptop Lifestyle Bootcamp group call, and then I also have a one-on-one call. So I'll take you along for a second once we get started, but I just quickly wanted to mention one thing that is day in the life-esque is the Wi-Fi in Greece is not the best. So obviously we're in a co-working space here, but to be honest, I've even had some issues a little bit on video calls here, and we've definitely had issues at our apartment. So I have like a hotspot on my phone. We have like a local Greece number, and sometimes I can connect to that if it goes in and out. But it's definitely something we didn't look up ahead of time. And it's definitely been doable this month, but it is something you'll run into issues with a little bit as well. The other thing I wanted to mention is time zone. I mentioned it a little bit before, but for me, while I have clients all over the world, most of my clients are in the States. My team is in the States, so I operate a lot of things off of the United States time zone. So for me, all my calls are in the afternoon here. And a lot of times living here in Greece, I'll take calls until like 8 p.m. or 8:30, which is the case today. But then we're gonna go, I'll show you the rooftop now that it's cooler out after we finish up these calls. And then Zach and I are gonna walk to dinner somewhere. It's like a 30-minute walk home from here, but it's really nice at night. And yeah. The other thing that I meant to mention was the gym. For us, I'm not going to the gym today, unfortunately, to get to show you a day in the life, just because I have a lot of calls, or the calls this afternoon. But I was able to find a super cool gym here that is like a bunch of HIIT classes. They are taught in Greek, which has been a fun experience, but you quickly learn, like 3, 2, 1, and it's been really doable. But there have been a couple of other gyms that Zach has found that's more just like pay, walk in, and you can use like the weights and whatnot. For both of these gyms, they don't do monthly memberships, which we thought was kind of odd, but I guess that's just how it works here. But it's €5 per session, both for like the HIIT class. Again, these are separate gyms, and then for him to just walk in for the day. So if you are looking for a gym, that's been our experience so far here, and it's worked out fine. Okay, so finished my calls, and we are gonna go see the rooftop here at the top of Selena, hang out for a minute, and then go get dinner. So last stop for the night is this little area here, which is right by our house where we normally eat dinner. So it's a cute little street with a bunch of restaurants on it. I'm gonna be real honest with you guys, we got leftover Indian at home, so we're gonna skip eating out tonight, but I'm just gonna show you and walk down the street, show you a couple of the different restaurants here. So one thing that we have found really interesting is like Greece is a super late night culture, community, society. So like right now, what time is it? Like 9:30?
Yeah, exactly. Wow,
yeah.
That was weird.
So it's like 9:30, and this is the beginning of that. Like we've gone out there at like 10 or 11 to eat dinner, and it is poppin'. Like that is the time to go eat dinner. So it works out really well because all my calls end at like 8, so we end up eating dinner late anyways. But that's just been something that we always are like adjusting to the way society functions. Okay, so we're back home and warming up our Indian food. And I had a couple of questions that my Instagram audience had asked me beforehand, wondering about kind of life in Greece. So I'm just gonna answer a couple of those now. So the first one was about safety as a female traveler. So I, so far in my experience, have felt really pretty safe here in Athens, and we do even live in a neighborhood that's like not right in the center, so we've been able to kind of experience both. The only thing that I will say is like pickpocketing is very, very prevalent here. We've been told by locals, by other travelers, by a lot of different people just to like be aware of your stuff, especially when you are in the touristy areas. But to be honest, that's like a thing in Rome and, you know, all of these different places. So the one thing that I'll say is I have definitely gotten some looks here and there, some men staring, but compared to a lot of the other places that we've lived, not too much. What I will say is Zach is pretty much always with me, so I know that my experience is always going to be a little bit different, but all in all, I would say Athens is pretty safe it's always a big city, so just be aware. Okay, next question. We had a couple different questions about cost of living, managing like finances and stuff, as well as visas. So you can check out this video here where I actually have an entire video about the cost of living in Athens for a month. As far as like taxes and finances, that's something I can cover in another video because it's not necessarily relevant to Athens as a whole. We typically travel on tourist visas, but there are a lot of countries that are coming out with digital nomad visas, Greece being one of them. So if that's something you guys are interested in, you can comment below and I'm happy to do a video a little bit more about digital nomad visas and traveling and working online. Okay, next question was about kind of the vibe with co-working spaces and cafes to work in. So I think this is a really good question. It's something that I heavily assess when considering moving to a city. So Athens, as you can see today, we went to a co-working space. I believe there's one or two more. There are definitely a couple cafes around the city. I did some research on like blogs before moving here. I would say that there's probably a solid 3 to 5 that I could find that you can work from. And it's definitely not necessarily a culture where there's a million people working on laptops. I mean, it's a big city, but we have worked in a couple of different cafes and it wasn't necessarily frowned upon. So I think whenever you're in destinations that aren't like a Chiang Mai or a Bali, you always just have to be kind of like respectful and cautious of sitting in your time in cafes if they're not designated workspaces. With all of that to say, I will say if you are moving to Greece as a digital nomad and you're not sure or not whether you're gonna like fully rely on a co-working space like Selena, I would definitely make sure that you are able to do all of your work in your home. So for example, we always look for like Airbnbs with a desk and a table and are always willing to pay more for that. I also had a couple of questions about groceries and kind of those costs as well as just like food, like show me all the food. So again, you can check out all of those in our cost of living Athens video. And then the next question was how to find accommodation. So we typically live in Airbnbs all around the world. There are some countries that we live in where we'll do like apartment hunting more on the ground. I will say Airbnbs are easy, but you're definitely overpaying for it. Our apartment here is around $1,500 US per month. But after talking to people and doing some research, a typical like cost of living for an apartment in Athens is about like 500 to 700 euros for like, you know, a studio, maybe even a 1-bedroom. So if you are staying longer term, you're always gonna be able to pay less. Airbnb, super easy, but you're definitely gonna be paying more. Okay, and last question was just about communication. So I get this question a lot in all the different places that we live. Do I speak Greek? Am I learning Greek? The answers are both no. In fact, I just like look at a sign when I walk outside and I'm like, I literally can't even guess what that means. So as far as how to communicate, fortunately, you know, I do speak English and English is the, you know, widely spoken language in so many different countries. While it might not be the native language, a lot of people speak it, and we found that to be very true here in Athens, that almost everyone that we walk up to in a restaurant, on the street, speaks really good English. Obviously you can't read certain signs here or there, but for us traveling in all different places, we're very used to that, and you just get used to not being able to read signs and certain things sometimes. What I do always say is that I think it's nice to learn like hello and thank you at a minimum. I am not gonna pretend that I learn every language of all the countries that we go to, but I think it's really respectful and it just shows that you're giving a little bit of effort when they're normally the ones giving all of the effort speaking in your native language. But to answer the full question, it's very easy to be able to travel and live in all of these different countries without having to learn the local language. So with that, I will conclude the day in the life in Athens, Greece as a digital nomad, as an entrepreneur working online. I hope you guys found this interesting and liked getting to see like a little variation of day in the life in all the different countries that I live in. And if you're someone who is looking to live this lifestyle but hasn't quite started your business yet or gotten everything off the ground, you can check out some links below as well. We've got some free resources for you, as well as a free community in my Facebook group where you can connect with a lot of other entrepreneurs and digital nomads. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to help us keep creating all this content for you. And don't forget to check out some of our other amazing videos here about building an online business, entrepreneurship, and the digital nomad lifestyle.